everyone, it's Talia and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really exciting video. So I'm actually going to be doing a get ready with me for Valentine's slash answering your assumptions about me. So I really wanted to do this get ready with me because it's obviously Valentine's Day. The day that you're watching this, it will be Valentine's Day, and tonight me and the girls are going to be doing like a little girly galentine's sleepover on FaceTime obviously. So we thought we'd get really dressed up, do our makeup and have a drink and have a really fun time. So I thought I would film getting ready for that for you all because, to be honest, I'm not getting ready for much else, so I thought it would be like a nice thing for me to film. And yeah, I'm just going to film doing my makeup and then I'm going to answer a few assumptions. So I asked you all over on my Instagram to send in some assumptions that you have about me, and you did send in quite a few juicy ones, so I'm going to get through them all today. And I'm also going to be drinking. So the drink that I've got today is a cherry bakewell gin and lemonade. Honestly, this tastes just like a cherry bakewell. It's this one. I don't even know where this is from, but honestly it tastes unreal. And then I've got some like glitter in it. I don't know if you can see it. It's like shimmer, but oh my god, so good. So ignore my hair, by the way. I haven't brushed out my curls yet. I literally curled it before and I haven't brushed out my curls yet, so they are looking a little bit crazy, but I'm going to do that at the end when like all the makeup is done. I'm just going to start by moisturising my face. I'm just going to use the Nivea Soft, but I haven't even planned what I'm going to be doing for this makeup look, to be quite honest. I've got two looks in mind, so I want to do something like Valentine's-y, but then I don't know what vibe to go for. So I've got the option of doing something crazy with my eyes, like having like a sort of pinky purpley eye, or just go with like a normal eye and then a red lip. So we're gonna have a play around and see what I can do. I'm kind of steering more towards doing the eyes. I think that might be quite fun. Okay, so I'm gonna start with eyes because that's what I've been doing recently. I'm gonna take the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate concealer. This is in the shade C2. This is actually really white and bright, but I'm just going to put this all over my eyelids and then just prime them ready. So I think I'm going to go for a pink eye. I'm just going to do it. I had it in my head that I was going to do that, and then I was like, oh, should I do a red lip? But now I've got it in my head, I'm going to do a pink eye. I'm not going to talk you through the products too much. I just want to kind of do my makeup and just have a little chat with you all. I'm going to get into the assumptions now. First one, let's start with like an easy one. So the first one is, you wish you were naturally blonde. Now I don't really think about this too much because I've never been a blonde up until now, so I don't think I've ever really cared. And I kind of like the fact that I was brunette before because it means I can go back to being a brunette and it's not an issue. But I really like my blonde hair now, but I like the fact that I can change it back if I want to, if you know what I mean. Like, and I like the fact that I've got my roots coming through. Like, this is the first time in a long time that I've actually liked my hair, like how it's looking right now. And I literally haven't liked it for years, even because I got it cut like short, like up here, and I hated it. And then I've kind of grown it out and it's kind of looking the colour that I wanted it to look. And yeah, it's kind of looking nicer recently, and I'm just, yeah, I'm a lot happier with it recently than I've been in a long time. So I'm actually like okay with my hair at the minute, but I do like the fact that I can go back brunette when I want, and I probably will do at some point, but I'm just embracing the blonde hair for now. So I think I'm gonna go for a crazy eye, you know. So I've got a couple of palettes here. I've got this one, which is a Revolution one. This is the Forever Flawless one. I love this palette because it's just so crazy. Like, the colours are just wild, but I never really use it because of how crazy it is, but I want to try and use it today. So there's a lot of like pinky purpley colours in there. And then there's this one, which is the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. This is really dirty, but there's a couple of like pinky purpley shimmery shades in there too. So yeah, I'm just going to play around and see what happens. So I think I'm just going to take this pink colour from the Forever Flawless palette by Revolution. I'm just going to take this shade called Vacay and I'm just going to put it in my crease. This is like bright pink. We'll see what this looks like. Okay, next assumption. You wish you started YouTube earlier. Okay, so yes, I do really wish I started YouTube earlier. I feel like the younger you do it, the better, really. because it is sort of, I mean, it doesn't matter, it depends what sort of thing you're doing, but I think the sort of stuff that I want to do, it takes time to grow your channel, like it takes time, and yeah, like I think the earlier the better to start with stuff like that, because it will take time to grow, and I just wish I'd started earlier, because obviously I'm 22 now. I did start my channel early, like I started my channel when I was like 18, 19, but I didn't stick with it, so I suppose I just wish I stuck with it for longer, to be fair, because I did start it sort of around the right time, but then again, I do believe in like everything happens for a reason, and maybe at that time in my life I wasn't ready to do it, which I obviously wasn't, because I didn't do it. It would have been nice to start earlier, but I don't think I'd have been able to cope with it. Also, I don't get much hate at the minute, like how it is, but I think if I'd have got that at a young age, I don't think I'd have coped with that very well either. So at least now that I'm older, I can cope with it a little bit better, and it doesn't bother me as much as it would have even like 2 years ago. So I suppose everything does really happen for a reason, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to cope with it as well as I can cope with it now. But yeah, this is looking crazy. Like, look how bright that is. Is pink even a Valentine's colour? I kind of just did it and didn't really think about it. I might try and do some sort of like cut crease. I've never done this before, so I don't know who I think I am. Like Jordan Lipscomb or something, but I'm gonna try and do it just to see what it looks like. So this could go very horribly wrong, but I'm just in the mood to play around a bit, you know. I think I'm gonna take this darker sort of pink colour. This is called Tail Feather, and I just think this might look a bit nice just to deepen up the crease a bit. Look at the colour of that brush. This is so crazy for me, like I don't really branch out with makeup, and this is a lot. I'm going to take that concealer again and attempt to do a cut crease. This is where it's going to go horribly wrong, but we're going to see what it looks like. I can't speak whilst I do this because I'm going to definitely mess it up, but I'll come back to you when we do another assumption. Okay, so I'm back. I've done something here, I'm not too sure what I've done. I just put concealer like on my eyelids. This is probably awful to anyone that normally does cut creases, but this is my first time, so I mean that's as good as I can do. That was really stressing me out. I got literal like concealer everywhere, and yeah, I look crazy. But I'm gonna take like a shimmery shade, so I'm gonna try this Hot Tropic one, which is like a light pink shimmery one, and then I might go in with a bit of this one, which is Lovebirds. It's like a darker shimmer, like it's more like a glitter. So I'm going to try the Hot Tropic one, the first one, and see how pigmented it is. If it's not too pigmented, then I'll go in with the Lovebirds one, which is a little bit more glittery. Let's read another assumption. So this one says you make good money from social media. I did get monetized on YouTube, which was at the beginning of January, but it actually took up until now for my account to get verified, my AdSense account. It literally, my verification code came in the post literally yesterday or the day before, so it's taken like a whole like month and a half for it to arrive after I got monetized on YouTube. So I haven't actually earned anything so far off YouTube, and if I have, you can't draw it out until I think you have to earn £60 to be able to get the money into your account. So no, I haven't made a penny so far from YouTube. Okay, so this colour is just not intense at all, so I'm gonna go in with that crazy pink colour, and I'm just gonna slap that on all over my eye. That's kind of cool, I think. Right, I'm going to leave the eyeshadow there because I think if I keep messing with it, it's just going to end up looking a lot worse. So I'm just going to leave it as it is and hope for the best. I think when you put lashes on and things like that, and once I've cleaned it up and everything and done eyeliner, it always kind of looks better. Next assumption is, would you make a porno for 5 million? I thought this one was so funny. No, I would not. It's just not my thing, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, having 5 million would be like, you'd be set up for life with that money. But am I willing to go to the lengths of doing a porno? No, I'm not. So the answer to that one is no, I would not. Next one is biggest turn-offs. So I am a very fussy person. I don't know what it is with me. I really am, and a lot of things do like really bug me. I think not being polite is like a massive one for me. Like if you're not polite, then goodbye. I think having manners and things like that are really, really important, and I was always brought up to have manners, and I just don't get people that just don't. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like rude. So I think that's a big thing, like having manners. Someone that's short, now hear me out, that sounds really like vain, but I am 5'9", so I'm quite tall. And yeah, like just being short just isn't, I don't think I could be with someone that's shorter than me. It's just, I don't know what it is. I know it sounds really, really vain and horrible, but like just for me personally, I find people more attractive when they're taller. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But it is just like personal to me, and because I'm so tall, like I'm not bothered if they're like even the same height as me, but just someone that's like really, really short, I just couldn't be with them. That's awful, isn't it? That sounds really, really bad. I'm gonna get loads of people being like, that is so mean. Right, let's do some eyeliner. I always get like super, super nervous to do my makeup on camera just because I can guarantee it'll go wrong. Okay, that'll do for eyeliner. It's not perfect, but it's good as it's gonna get. So it's mascara time. Okay, next assumption is, oh well, it's kind of, I asked for assumptions slash questions, so this one's more of a question. Do you think relationships can recover from cheating? Personally, I don't think they do. It's obviously, I think it's very situational, so obviously can't really paint everything with one brush, but from personal experience, I have been cheated on, and from personal experience it doesn't work. I think once you've been cheated on, the trust is just instantly broken. So like, you know, as a relationship and as a couple, you build up trust over time, and I think the solid ground of a relationship is trust, and I think if you don't have that, it's just isn't good news, unfortunately. But then obviously there is the other side of it, where like it depends on the situation of the cheating. So say if it was like just one drunken kiss or something, I could probably forgive that maybe, but I think if it's more than once, or if it's anything like sleeping together, or I couldn't really go back from that, because that's just, I feel that's too much. But that is obviously my personal opinion, but I think me personally, obviously the question's asking me, I couldn't forgive someone that had cheated, I don't think. I'm just gonna put my lashes on off camera, and then I'll get back to you to do my face. Okay, so the eyelashes are gluing down now, so if you can see a little bit of white, it's just the glue sort of gluing down. And I've also just removed all of the glitter from my face just because it was a mess, so I wiped it all off. But I've noticed my nose has gone really red, and I don't know whether it's the glitter or whether it's the wipes. But I might have an allergic reaction, or I mean, I don't really know what's happening there, but I'm just gonna ignore it. So let's move on to primer. So I've got a few things with me here that I want to use for primer. So I've got the Pore Filler by NYX and the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and then I've also got this Illamasqua Hydra Rehydrating Gel, which I think will be really, really nice to put on like before foundation, because it'll make it really tacky and sticky. It felt really tacky when I tried it, so I think I'm gonna go for this one. I might just go for all three, you know. So back onto the assumptions. Next one is, you want babies in the next 2 years. No, thank you. I really, really, really want to have children one day. Like, that is a complete dream of mine, to have children. It's always been a thing in me that's been like, I need to be a mum. Like, I know I was made to be a mum. Even if I like adopt, or you know, or if I can't have children for whatever reason, I will adopt or something, but I know I want to definitely be a mother one day, and hopefully I will be, but just not in the next 2 years. Like, I don't even see myself married in the next 2 years. Like, I'm 22 and I'm still really, really young, so, and I just don't think you need to rush that sort of thing. I really just want a career and to make something of myself before I have children. That's just something I've always wanted. I always wanted to sort of be in a really comfortable situation before I think about that. So not anytime soon, and hopefully not in the next 2 years. Next assumption is, have you ever ghosted someone? I had to think about this and I was like, no, I've definitely not. I've never done that. And then I remembered I have. So I'm just going to do foundation quickly. This is just the Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation by Maybelline. I absolutely love this foundation. It's one of my favourites. So I actually have ghosted someone before, but I do have like a good reason, I feel like. I was talking to this guy on Tinder. So I had Tinder. This was like years and years and years ago, by the way. And I was talking to this guy on Tinder and we just like casually talked, like nothing really came of it. Like, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was going to go anywhere. We just kind of spoke every day and that was just it. And I obviously told my mum everyone that I was talking to, so like I'd show her pictures like, oh, I'm just talking to this guy at the minute, blah blah blah. So she'd seen his pictures and knew what he looked like. And there was this one night where me and my mum both went on a night out at the same time, but with separate people. So I went on a night out with my friends and she went out with her friends. So we sort of went out together and then just met up with different people. And then I get like a phone call from her and she was like, oh my god, I think I've just seen that guy that you were talking to on Tinder. And she was like, oh, come round now, come to the pub. So I went over and she was like, there, I think it's him. And I looked and I was like, it's him. And she was like, I'll get him to come over to you, And I was like, no, I don't want him to. Like, I'm such an awkward person. I was just like, no, I really don't want him to. And she was like, yeah, it'll be fine. So she goes over and is like, so you know, like Talia that you're talking to, she's like over there. And I was like, oh god. So then he comes up to me and he's like, oh hi, you alright, sort of thing. And we actually talked all night and we did get along really well. And he was decent, like. So then we like arranged to meet up after that, and we went for a little date. I think this is like one of the only dates I've really been on. So I met up with him, everything was fine, and we went to the bar to go and get some drinks. He asked me what I wanted, I told him whatever. I was like, oh, I don't mind getting it, and he was like, no, I'll get it, don't worry. And then he goes in his pocket to get out his wallet and a condom falls out of his pocket and falls on the floor. So I was instantly like, red flags, get out. No, not for me. And this was like our first date, so I was like, why, what? And then he was like really awkward, obviously, and was just like, oh no, like I didn't, like that wasn't like, you know, it was just horrible. So then for the rest of the night I was just like, nah, not for me. I think like we carried on talking after this happened, and I kind of just tried to sort of fade out because I think I was like 18 and I just didn't know how to sort of end something. So I was just like trying to like stop talking to him slowly and hoping that he'd just like not notice. And in the end I just ended up not replying to him anymore, and that's just really mean. But I was scared. Like it wasn't for me. I think the condom thing really messed it all up for him. Okay, I'm gonna use I'm looking very pasty. I feel like I'm making myself look worse. I'm gonna use a bit of this Primark foundation contour stick. Hopefully this brings a little bit of warmth back into my face, makes me look a little bit more alive. Next I'm just gonna powder my face using my Revolution translucent loose powder. I haven't used this in ages. I've been using a NYX one, but I've run out of that one, so I'm back to the old trusty Revolution one. I actually have quite a lot of Revolution makeup, to be fair. So I'm just gonna bronze up my face a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of contouring with the Hoola bronzer as usual. And the next assumption is you're on the pill. I'm currently not on the pill. I'm not on anything, like any form of contraception or anything. However, I did used to be on the pill. So I literally recently came off the pill, just because I'm very strange and I don't like putting like fake hormones or anything into my body that shouldn't be in my body. I'm just very careful with things like that, and I just don't like the thought of putting something like that into my body. It's just not for me. And I was on the pill for years and years and years. Like, I've been on it since I was like 17 or something, like on and off, but I've like for the most part I've been on the pill for like 5 years. And I just thought it was time to give my body a break, to be fair. Like, I'm just bronzing up my face now. And yeah, I just felt like it was time to give my body a break from it, and I was getting a lot of headaches that like concerned me a little bit. And I was worried that it was due to the pill. I now know it's because I need to actually wear my glasses. Yeah, I probably will go back on it at some point, but maybe try and find a different one. Just because the one that I was on, I was still getting really bad period pains, and I mainly went on it to stop my period pains, and they didn't really get any, well, they did get better, but they were still very much there. So I would maybe try and change my pill that I was on. Next one is you don't have many friends. I'm sorry, I'm like looking down here, my phone's plugged in. And yeah, this is kind of true. I don't have many friends. So you've met Chloe and Liv on my channel before, but they're pretty much my only friends. I don't really have friends. I did at school, we had like a big friendship group, but like as I've gotten older, we've all kind of just gone our separate ways. I'd love to like meet up with them and stuff like when all of this is over. But I would consider like my friends as being like just Chloe and Liv, and I'm like completely fine with that. Like, I know there's some people that are like, oh, I've got loads of friends and like whatever, but I would rather have like 2 best friends that you tell everything to and they're true friends than having like 15 fake friends, if you know what I mean. And I love my friends so much. They're the best. I think when you're younger it's more of a big deal. I think it's more of like, ooh, who's in your friendship group? And I have so many friends and whatever, but as you get older it doesn't really matter as much. Next is lips, and then that's it. Oh my god. And the final one is you've had filler in your face. I've never had filler ever in my life, and I think that's very rare nowadays to say that you've never had filler. But yeah, I don't have filler. That's not to say I never would. I just don't have filler currently, but I have thought about lip fillers because, as you will see, I do overline my lips quite a lot. I just think my lips are very out of proportion. So my bottom lip is really, really big and my top lip is like non-existent. And when I smile, I was going to show you, but then I've got lip liner on now so you can't tell. But when I smile, my top lip just disappears. So I think I just want like a little bit of filler in my top lip. If I was to ever get filler, I'd get a little bit of filler in my top lip just to sort of even them out a little bit and make them look a little bit nicer. I never really overline my bottom lip. It's always my top lip that I overline. I've never thought about doing like getting like cheek filler or anything like that, but I definitely have considered having lip filler. So that is my finished makeup look. I feel like my face looks crazy on camera. I feel like that's a little bit more of a representation. I feel like I've gone crazy on the face makeup. What the heck? So that is the finished makeup look. I really hope you like it. I love these eyes. I would never think to do like a pink eye, and I just think it looks really, really cool. Like, I never do crazy makeup like this and I actually really like it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching me do my makeup and answer a few assumptions. I did get quite a few juicy ones, so I hope you enjoyed. And if you'd like to get involved with any of these videos in future, then definitely check out my Instagram. It'll be linked down below. As always, and you can get involved with these sort of videos a little bit more. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. That would mean the absolute world to me, and I hope you all have a lovely Valentine's Day. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.